Good afternoon, Year 3, and welcome to today's science lesson. This is our first science lesson back after the half term, and we are going to be starting a brand new unit, which is all about rocks. So today's lesson, we are going to be understanding the difference between human-made rocks and natural rocks. Okay, so this is what I want you to be able to be successful at by the end of the lesson, hopefully. So I also want you to be able, by the end of the lesson, to answer these key questions and know the answers to them using key vocabulary. So where are rocks found? Which rocks can you name? Which rocks are natural? And which rocks are human-made, okay? And this will become a little bit more clearer as we move on through the lesson. So the key vocabulary, the key terminology that I want you to be able to use in this lesson, especially when you get to the thinking and explaining tasks, are rocks, igneous, sedimentary, metamorphic, human-made, natural, and anthropic. Now, these words, some of them you may know already, and some of them you may not know. And you may think, what planet is Miss Collis on? I don't know what that word means. But do not worry, as we will explain them as we move on through the next few slides. So the first word, the main important word that we need for this lesson is the word natural. Now, natural means not made or caused by humankind. Okay, and we're going to link this to what natural rocks are and use this to help us understand the difference between natural rocks and human-made rocks. So what I've got for you is 2 videos, and I'm going to upload the links onto Google Classroom so that you can watch them. The first video shows you the different types of rocks in more detail, and it discusses what the rocks are, how they are formed, and the different uses for those rocks. Okay, and there is a second video after that. There is another video which is a little bit shorter, but it goes through the same information. So hopefully you'll be able to watch both of these videos, if not one of them, which explains the different types of rocks. Okay, and we're going to go through these together now. Okay, so the 3 types of natural rocks are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So if you think back to the key vocabulary slides, these are the key words that I want you to be able to use this lesson. So we've got igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. They are 3 types of natural rocks. Now, the difference between them, we'll talk about that in a minute. So rocks are made up of different minerals and form the Earth's crust, so the outer layer of the Earth. Different combinations of minerals form rocks, and there are 3 different types of rocks: igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Okay, igneous rocks are formed when magma or lava from volcanoes cools. So if you think of a volcano, when it erupts, the magma and the lava come out of the top. When that liquid cools, that is what the igneous rock is called then. Okay, examples of this could include basalt or granite. Okay, most igneous rocks are very hard. Okay, and we can see some of these granite shapes in western locations such as Bodmin Moor, Dartmoor, and Land's End. So if you want to have a little bit of a Google later on and Google those places, you can see those. Okay. The other type of rock that we've got is sedimentary. Now, these are formed over millions of years when sediments, or tiny pieces of rock, and animal skeletons are pressed together, and they are at the bottom of seas and rivers. Examples of these could include sandstone, coal, and chalk. Some of the sedimentary rocks contain fossils, bones or shells of living things that were buried long ago and have turned to stone. Okay, so sedimentary rocks are tiny pieces of rocks that have been there before, or animal skeletons, and they are all pressed together to form a sedimentary rock. Okay, and the examples are sandstone, coal, and chalk. Whereas metamorphic rocks are formed when other rocks are changed due to heat or pressure. Examples could include slate or marble. Metamorphic rocks are very hard but can be damaged by acids like acid rain on buildings or even lemon juice on worktops. So if you watched the first video, it discussed the different uses for the marble, for example. So marble as being used to make statues, made to use buildings. Okay, you might see a kitchen worktop made out of marble. Okay, so there's lots of different uses for marble. However, this can be damaged by weather. So if you've got a marble building, over time it can be damaged by acid rain. Or if you've got a marble kitchen worktop, it could be damaged by acidic liquids such as lemon juice. Okay, so it doesn't stay exactly as it is. It can get damaged. However, we also have human-made rocks. So as well as natural-made rocks, so igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic, we also have human-made rocks, which are called anthropic. Okay, these are rocks that are made by modified and moved by humans. Okay, whereas natural rocks are not caused by humans at all. An example of an anthropic rock is concrete. Okay, this is a new category which has been made by humans, okay, that are likely to last for long periods of time, okay, and will be important to humans for the future, okay, because natural rocks don't last a very long time, whereas human-made rocks have been developed to help us make buildings, for example, that will last a long period of time. So if you look at our houses now, they are made out of concrete and bricks, for example, rather than out of marble, because they won't last that long. Okay, so they're made out of concrete and bricks, so they're human-made rocks to make them last longer. So let's have a little bit of a checkpoint. Let's stop and assess our learning so far. So thinking back to the start and what we've talked about so far, true or false? All rocks are natural. Are all rocks natural? Or can you have human rocks? Think about it. Is it true or false? Question number 2. True or false? Rocks are all the same colour. So if you watch the first video, this will help you with this question. Are all rocks the same colour? And question number 3, name 3 types of rock which occur naturally. So tell me the 3 types of natural rock. Question number 4 then. Which of these is not a name of a rock? Is it A, graphite, B, chalk, C, brass, or D, marble? Which of these is not a name of a rock? And question number 5. True or false? Rocks can be affected by the weather. Okay, let's go through the answers then. So the first one was false. Some rocks are human-made. So like concrete and brick, they are human-made rocks. Okay. Question number 2 was also false because they can be different colours. Some can be brown, some can be grey. Okay, they don't all have to be the same colour. Question number 3 asked you to name 3 different types of natural rock, and they are igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. Question number 4, you had to name which one of the words was not a rock, and the answer was C, brass. And the last one, true or false, can rocks be affected by the weather? And it is true. They can be eroded by weather. So for example, the marble can be affected by acidic rain. Okay, so I want you to have a little pause and have a little think. What does it mean by if I say that something is natural? What is the definition of natural? If you said that it is not made or caused by humankind, you would be correct. Okay, So let's move on to what your independent tasks are. So your first task for your fluency is you need to sort these rocks into natural and human-made. So you've got brick, granite, chalk, concrete, marble, and obsidian. I want you to sort them into which ones are natural rocks and which one are human-made. Okay, there may be some that are more natural than human-made. So I want you to go through on your Google form, decide if they are natural or human-made. After that, you then have a challenge. I want you to sort these rocks into igneous, sedimentary, and metamorphic. So go back to the first few slides and look at which ones are igneous and sedimentary and then metamorphic. Okay. The way I remember igneous reminds me of the word ignite. Okay. It reminds me of flame. So I think of a volcano erupting. Okay. So I want you to look at these rocks, so marble, granite, chalk, slate, sandstone, obsidian. Each one will fit into only one category. You need to decide which category it would fit into. Use the slides that we've been through to help you if you need to. Your thinking task then is what's the same and what's different. Human-made rock and natural rock. I want you to think about what is the same about them. Maybe think about the properties of them. What do you know about rocks? Okay. Then what's different? Think about how they're formed. How are human-made rocks formed? How are natural rocks formed? Can you give me any examples? Specifically, especially the natural rock, can you name the 3 types of natural rock, which will hopefully explain your answer a lot more. Remember to use the spellings from the key terminology to help you. You then have another thinking sticker, which says, show me the scientific name for human-made rocks and give an example. So what do we call human-made rocks? What's the scientific name for them? Okay, and can you give me an example of one of those? Okay, if you need to, go back to the slides to help you. It is all on there to help you. Then your explaining task. Dr. Spartacus says, volcanoes are created by igneous rock. Is Spartacus correct? Explain your reasoning. So think about it. Are volcanoes created by igneous rock? Has he got it the right way round? Think about it. What happens to a volcano? The volcano is a result of an eruption. So the volcano erupts. What comes out of that? Okay, what comes out of a volcano? What is the igneous rock? What's the relationship between a volcano erupting and the igneous rock? Which happens first? Okay, use the slides, go back to help you. Think about how igneous rocks are formed and then tell me if Spartacus is correct or whether he is incorrect. And make sure you use the key vocabulary to explain your answer. Then, if you want to push your limits and earn 10 extra dojos, I want you to demonstrate what you have learned through this lesson by choosing one of these activities. You can either create a video to teach others about rock formation, or you can create an informative poster about rock formation. Okay, so you can either teach people, tell me what the different types of rocks are, tell me what the different types of natural rock are, what human rocks are, what's the difference? Can you give me any examples? Can you give me any examples of how rocks are used in everyday life? Where might you see them? Okay, if you're creating a poster, remember to make sure it is colourful. Please, if you are doing the solving task, take your time on it. I don't want it to be rushed. If you want to earn those 10 extra dojos, please make sure you take your time. Use the key vocabulary. Make it bright, make it colourful, make it informative. Make sure you have got the definitions correct for your task. Okay? If you've got any questions during your science lesson and you need any more help on it, please make sure that you message me on either Class Dojo or Google Classroom. And at the end of your Google form as well, please complete the self-assessment so I know that that you've understood, or you may need a little bit more help with it. Okay, good luck and enjoy.